or what was your day job before you went into UX?
Right, so previously I was working as a researcher in NIE.
Previously, I was actually a math teacher. I was teaching for about 6 years.
You must have been a bit frustrated or perhaps a bit of inertia after a while. What was that like?
So what actually pushed me?
Yeah, what pushed you into saying, you know what, I'm going to do something different?
So actually for me, I have been in that role in the company actually for more than 6 years plus, and then in between actually I have changed a little to become a formulator, meaning to make the products itself. But during that time, before that actually I always thought that climbing the corporate ladder, is actually the only way to success. So I was kind of like feeling a bit stuck there. Yeah.
What was missing?
That challenge.
The challenge. So to you then you thought the challenge would be to switch.
Yes.
Is it to learn something else?
Yes.
I see. And so you decided to do UX.
Yes, precisely.
The reason why I switched to UX is because UX is pretty much new, right? So the methodologies and the ideas were actually some of those things I learned during my design education. And some of these things is something that I wanted to do in my career. But somehow because of these, restrictions in the industry, UX was the only one that was, I would say, forward thinking, because they came out in the last 10 years or so. So they eliminated a lot of these old methodologies and design thinking, or basically bad habits.
A lot of research comes from asking questions, right? Like asking the questions like, why do the things happen the way they do? Like, how do people actually see what they see? And here I'm specifically talking about digital interfaces, right? Like user interfaces. And when people actually interact with this user interface, so what is going on in their mind? Like, how do they know where to click, and why this and why not that? Like, what is design that calls out to them that actually helps make their lives easier? I mean, that's the grand idea, right? The whole idea of UX is to make people's lives better, to make people's life easier, right? And I wanted to be part of this process where I can find out how can I make digital interfaces work for you as the user.
At the time when I was learning in CuriousCore, there was an instructor, Daylon, super knowledgeable, I would tell you. And I like that his focus is not just about design. He really teaches you about the mindset, and the talks that he gave and the conversations that he makes makes you feel very empowered to do things. Yeah. So I really like that. And he really takes each of the curriculum, not just by the book, right? He sees what on that day, the students needs, and then he might just pick a framework and then talk about it.
So the reason why I chose them among some of the other options was because they have a very strong personalization to it. Like they customize it to you, you see. Like for example, the career strategy, how the different touch points that you have with the instructors, your co-instructors. I really like that. And the fact that the projects are all based on real clients.